Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to solve a quadratic equation using graphing. So let's get started. My first problem is x squared minus 1. Well, we could find our axis symmetry. I know my b value is equal to 0, so I really know that my axis symmetry is x equals 0. If this is a little bit confusing to you, I would go back and watch the video specifically on graphing. I'll go into the steps of how to find the axis symmetry in more detail, but for now I just have to kind of assume that you know how to do all these things. Next, I find my vertex. My vertex is, well, I plug my axis symmetry 0 in my original equation to find my y value. So my vertex is 0, negative 1. 0 for my axis symmetry, negative 1 because if you plug in 0 for x, you get negative 1. Okay, now my y-intercept is this. Y-intercept is going to be the point, well, it's going to be the same thing, 0, negative 1. Alright. Now I can, well, I'll first start, my axis symmetry is the y-axis, so right there. My vertex is 0, negative 1, so right there. In fact, let me do it in purple, it's easier to see. There's my vertex. My y-intercept also happens to be the same exact point, so now that means I have to make a graph. Again, put my vertex in the middle of that graph, go down 1 and up 1. When I do that, I'm going to get my y values are equal to 0. So if I go and plot, I'll do it in red. I have negative 1, 0 and 1, 0. Now I can connect my dots like this, and get my graph. And as we can see, my two solutions, remember your solutions are the x-intercepts. My x-intercepts are negative 1, 0 and 1, 0. I can even see this on my graph right here. My y value is equal to 0. Remember, when you solve a quadratic, you're setting your y value equal to 0. Whatever your x is when y equals 0 is your solution. If you really wanted to be thorough, you could check using one of the methods you know. In this case, we can use square roots. Set y equal to 0, add 1 to both sides to get x squared equals 1, and when you take the square root on both sides, you get x equals plus or minus 1. It's the same thing using square roots that we can find on our graph right here. Indeed, you can even use the square root technique to get points on the graph. Yeah, because you set y equal to 0 here in the beginning, and you find that when y equals 0, x equals plus or minus 1. So you get the 2 points, scratch that, you get the 2 points, x equals 1, y equals 0, and x equals negative 1, y equals 0. That is literally all that's going on.